The Texas College of Mines and Metallurgy was founded in 1914. During the first year of classes, English was not a required course. Instead, Spanish was required. In 1916, H.E. Harris became the first English professor who would teach the first English class. 6 credit hours were required for a degree, 3 hours per semester during the first year, although English was not offered as a degree. The following year, a course in business English was begun with Professor John Fielding. In 1918, John Fielding was promoted to Associate Professor of English and Economics. During the next few years, Howard Cromwell Taylor, M.A., came to teach economics and English, and instructor Emma Drake was added to the university. Professor Drake taught all the economics, accounting, and English courses, while adjunct Professor Winkler taught ancient history, medieval history, United States history, psychology, and sociology.
Later in the 1930s, many changes came to the English department. In 1931, the university became a 4-year institution and brought a PhD from Harvard, Charles L. Sonicson. Professor Sonicson came to the institution to teach for the summer term. However, he decided to stay for a longer time. The retirement of Mr. Drake thrust Sonicson into the chairmanship in 1933.
Under Sonicson's leadership, the department grew in surprising ways. By 1940, the Masters in English and other fields had been approved by the Board of Regents.
Dr. Sonicson was kind of like Moses coming off of the mountain, you know. He had this very academic background, and he had a way of nurturing people around him.
Carl Herzog, renowned printer, head of the Texas Western College Press, began publishing books written by faculty members. Herzog helped as much as anyone else in the English department to spread the name of Texas Western across the land. He came to Texas Western in 1948, but as early as 1924, books printed in El Paso bore the inscription "Typography by Carl Herzog." By the time he joined the college staff, his name mentioned in connection with any book was enough to make a person sit up and take notice. He is ranked among the top typographical designers in the nation. The 60s were a stage of transformation. In this decade, the college was renamed the University of Texas at El Paso. In 1966, Margie Lawson became the first African American hired as a full-time faculty member with the English department. The 70s came with struggles for women in the English department. Mimi Gladstein, however, overcame those barriers as she became the department chair. She remembers that salaries for some female faculty members were below average through the 60s. The 70s would be a time of optimism and hold some of her fondest UTEP memories. Gladstein brought reform to women's pay and promotions among female faculty at the university to bring about some much-needed change. Gladstein says that was a very invigorating and stimulating time for the university. In the 80s, the UTEP English Department also provided resources and centers such as the West Texas Writing Project, which pairs professors with local teachers in the school districts to improve the literacy of students. In addition, the University Writing Center provides tutors that view papers of students and faculty. The UTEP English Department features many distinguished graduates, including famous Latina author Pat Mora, who writes poetry, nonfiction, and children's literature. Pat Mora, an El Paso native and UTEP alumna, has written more than 40 books and has been recognized as a leading author of Chicano poetry and children's literature. Mora has received honorary doctorates and letters from North Carolina State University and South University of New York, Buffalo, and is an honorary member of the American Library Association. There is no doubt that Pat Mora is one of the cornerstones of the English department. In addition to just graduates, the UTEP English Department has also hired some distinguished names themselves. One of these members is Tony J. Stafford. He has served as the English Department chair 4 times and has been employed at UTEP since the 1970s. He has published numerous articles on Shakespeare, and he has also written plays. In an interview, Dr. Stafford acknowledged the gravitating effect of UTEP's English department.
I finished my doctoral exams, and Dr. Leach called me again and asked me if I'd be interested in coming back as, with a PhD. And so my wife and I decided we would come back. Her mother was still living here, and I'd finish my dissertation, and then we would leave. 51 years later, I'm still here.
In his stay, Dr. Stafford brought about much-needed change to the English department, such as the rejuvenation of the teachers.
When I became chair, I looked around and I said, this is a very great department. A lot of old people, and I think what we need is some rejuvenation. So I made it one of my primary missions during my tenure as chair to hire a lot of young people, which I did.
One of the most recent degree programs to now be offered for a PhD is in Rhetoric and Writing Studies, one of the department's largest sections. Today, the English department features more than 41 instructors, significantly different from when the university started out with only one. The courses today range anywhere from the original composition and rhetoric, to business English, to education, and to literature. The use of the internet has allowed for research to be conducted not just at the library, but from the comfort of a place with access online. UTEP's English department will continue to play a vital role in the students' pursuit of higher education and will also assist in making UTEP a top-tier research institution, which will empower UTEP and our community. Is this thing still on? Oh God, it is. Maybe I should say something corny. UTEP. We started off building minds, now we're building minds.